Hello everybody and welcome back to some Dominion 5. We are Bob, God of Friwald, in summer year 4 of the Ascension Wars. This is turn 52. And we have a little bit more time to go through the episode this time around. I'm expecting it'll be a long one, but I'll try to make it short. A messenger has arrived from Shenton. Pretender used Twiceborn, but it failed. So the Pokemon reference in here. And he did let me know that he had, we noticed that he had Twiceborn, his god, but we conquered his capital in the same turn that she died, which was perfect timing. I'm pretty sure that must be where he has Twiceborn his god, so he did not get his god back. That is so perfect. Beautiful. And then he's being a good sport about it. That's nice. A messenger has arrived from the Vas. Also, I think I picked this up off of one of their mages. It won't do me any good, so you can have it. This is, again, so perfect. We have Avas on our side, and this confirms, if anything, 2 sanguine dowsing rods from Avas. So he took those from Harasbat. He doesn't use blood magic himself, so he's sending them to me. And why would he do this if he did not think that he and I would be in an alliance? This is so good. I need a friend now that Atinium has left me, so this is perfect. I didn't think Avas would be the one, but who'd have thunk? We've been playing nice to everyone but Shenton, so and Quantum and Syphiligo. Okay, so maybe not everyone, but the good guys. We got Bone Fiends, we cast Auspex again, and we found another site, the Blasted Heath in here. So that's another air gem. We cast Akashic Knowledge, and it actually gained us quite a few gems here. We get Quicksand, which is an earth gem. Standing Stone, I think, is earth. I'll just go and check. Quicksand, 1 earth. Standing Stones is 1 air and 1 earth. And then Pool of Sanctity is 1 water gem, and this one kills undead as well. So there's 2 types of sites, actually, that kills undead. This is a different one. This is 5 here, and this one over here says what? Kills undead 20. Okay, so this one is stronger. I've never seen these magic sites otherwise, but apparently that's a thing. That's cool. So a total of 4 gems gained in this one casting here. In effect, that's 12.5 turns in terms of astral magics before it's made back, which is fine. And we don't really need the earth, the air size that we found, but the earth is nice. We can probably use that in school, which is really nice. All right, contact Hill Giant. No other magic sites were found. Oh no, there's one here. Moving sandbanks, which I think is just 1 earth. Yep. And then water. Very nice. Moving on. We have some blood slaves, and then we move into the battles. First we have an assassination attempt by Brass Claw Horus. So there's multiple ways these guys can come around. These are the ones. Aether, the Brass Claw Horror. So they have brass claws. And they've actually got a meaty tail, but then they're sort of cut off at the midsection, and then it's bone for the rest of the way. They are really horrifying. And this is for our own little Chillabit, the fellow of the penultimate secret, with a lightless lantern, which is tainted, and then a infamiliar, which is tainted. So he's got horror marked, and that alone may be the reason why these horrors are showing up. There's no way he's winning this. They just go in there and kill him. It can either be a random event, giving just an assassination attempt, or someone is casting Send Horror on our capital, which is really bad if that's the case. Not sure what I could do about it, though. The unrest in Northangs is increasing. This could be the work of enemy spies. Still ongoing in here. Really annoying. Even though we have Province Defense 20, it's still just annoying. There's a battle in Lost Canyon Range. Get into the battles here. This one is interesting. We have our kitted out Buried Initiate here, which I was really excited about fighting, but he's going to fight some meager Province Defense with his Bone Fiends here. Should be easy. He sends in some skeletons because he's on advanced and casts spells, which he should have probably just been an attack here. So the commander will go in here and... Oh, he kills a Bone Fiend. That's unfortunate, right? Then another Bone Fiend engages. They get a hit on him. He kills another Bone Fiend. Okay. And our guy isn't doing anything. He kills a third Bone Fiend. And now they get into melee, but then he runs away. So my scripting here maybe is a little bit faulty. He will in fact kill the last guy. Now, okay, if he got away with all those items, then that's fine, right? Oops. But if we look here, he was killed when retreating into enemy territory. So this is like... This is so stupid. 10 air gems, 10 water gems, 5 air gems, and 5 astral gems. A total of 30 gems-ish lost here, plus the Bone Fiends, 40 gems lost. Yeah, don't even talk to me about it. This is the battle in Gilgad between me and Quantum. I'm just reclaiming... right, this is where his army was. So the army has left. And that's a little bit ominous. Where could he be? There was a battle in... Oh, this is the wrong one. In Vildrith. So this is where I was destroying his lab. I don't know if we made that in time. But he comes in with quite a lot of mages here. Moving out to reclaim this thing here. And he will, no doubt. Spending some gems even. So that's nice. Yeah. No temporary gem items or anything. So he's spending real gems here. And real research turns for it. So that's nice. The Holy Sea... No, we skipped the one in Shenton. Oh, right. So, this turn had me really, really salty. Because this is the battle in Shenton. And if you recall, our army was supposed to leave. But here it is. Now, what's going on here? We are... this is the army from the province that we were moving to. So, the game mechanics detects that two armies is moving through each other to each the province of the other army. So then there's I think a dice roll or something that determines whether or not those two armies meet. That's fine, I suppose. I think there's a chance that they just pass each other. But then if they meet, there's what determines what province they fight in, right? If they fight in the province I'm moving to, all my other units moving in from other provinces will likely, I think, join the fight. And that would have been really good for us. But the other side of that coin is if we fight in the province that I was leaving, all my other units that were moving in to assist are moving to the other province, so they're not in this fight. Well, while if you flip that around, all of his units that were moving to this province to assist his fight will still arrive. And that's what I think happened here. So we are at sort of 75% army strength, where he will be at 100% army strength here. And yeah, so that's mainly, I'm thinking we were supposed to have 6 angels in here. There's only 3. The other 3 are in the other province where we were supposed to fight, by my calculations. So we meet them here. All right. It is what it is. We'll fight. We still have 3 angels and all of our troops. He came in with everything as expected. He's doing mass protection. Oh, he's doing mass protection. I didn't even realize that one was in there. All right, that makes it worse. He's got alteration 7 then. He's got so many spells here. He has foul vapors going up. It's all of his guys poison resistant. They are. Okay, so he's got... Everyone has barkskin. Everyone has poison resistance on his side. We do not have a lot of that. Oh, we have poison resistance on them. Poison resistance here. So most of our units does in fact have that. And these guys are poison resistant. Now the angels, they don't. Oh, I lie. They are... they're sacred. Haha, so they are indeed poison resistant. Ah, nice. Okay. So for the most part, we're actually okay against the foul vapors. I didn't even realize that. Our mages are not. So they will all die to the foul vapors. In comes some elementals. But if you recall, everything in our army is scripted to attack flyers. In come the great eagles. So at this very early stage, everything in our army will be fighting against the flyers alone, without having any assistance from the back. And I think it's us casting the howl. I really hope this is our howl. My mouse is, sorry, I'm trying to scroll down and then it's scrolling the opposite direction. This is happening a lot recently. My mouse is getting really old. So it's like counter-scrolling on me. Here he is. Our howl dude. And I don't know if that was our howl. We should check. Where is he? Here. 96 fatigue. I wonder. What's his name? Frithigern. Let's find Frithigern and see what he has cast up until this point. Because I might have scripted him wrong. Because I could have sworn later in the battle I noticed that it is him that has a howl. Well, no, we do have howl. Frithigern cast howl. So it's our howl. Good. That will help, but they will of course be poisoned as soon as they come onto the battlefield. Now another thing to notice is my angels. I was so scared of this flying force here, so I scripted all my angels to hold and attack flyers. But I also set them to hold 3 turns because I was worried about them. But if you notice then here, before they even move, they haven't moved yet, they're just being pushed around by the other units. Before they even really move, all the flyers will be mostly dead. Now they move out, but there's hardly any eagles left, and the forces could have dealt with the eagles without the angels. If they had been on attack rear, look at this. We have this crab thug and this guy here. All of these are at the back alone, and we could have killed them easily, just killing mages. Instead, they will now fly out here and attack the eagles that are already beaten, basically. So that's annoying. And then, because they are on script attack flyers, they will just attack a random target from this point on, thus not flying to the backline, causing major havoc. Instead, they will fly in here. And the first one lands up here. This is Frodo II. I'll run the time 1 second here. There, he's dead. He landed right next to a cockatrice who has petrifying gas. It blasts that onto him, and he doesn't have the magic resistance improved. He failed that magic resistance roll. It must be magic resistance negates, isn't it? Armor negating. Oh, so not magic resistant negating. Yikes. So yeah, he got hit by that. He's turned to stone. And I'll spoil it for you. He doesn't get to move or kill anything this fight. So he's dead. Then we have Meriadoc landing out here. He's going to fight skeletons. And then the last one, Bilbo, lands in here. Going to be fighting some fire elementals. But the main point again is they should have flown to the back line, and that would have been so good. We have wolves coming in here. Okay. They're actually doing some work. That's nice. Huh. Well, we're fighting in here. Bilbo has an elixir of life, and so does Meriadoc. The only one who didn't have that was Frodo II, and he got petrified again, I think, on top of the other one, just for good measure. But he's getting surrounded here. And he's almost dead. They're all surrounded right now. At least Meriadoc finally they land on some things here and start killing fire elementals and these vine ogres. And they hold the line for the rest of the army, at least, you could say, for a little while. In the back line, oh, there's just summoning skeletons on top of it. The wolves didn't really manage to kill anything at the back. Now, Bilbo is down to 2 HP here. There he goes, taking 5 hit points, but now he's back to 50. He drinks his healing potion. So that's good. Our units are now starting to rout. We are being overwhelmed here. We also have this Etten in the middle of everything here. which this guy is made to kill the angels, more or less. Well, he can kill the angels, I think. So I'm happy that they aren't fighting him. But then instead they're just getting worn down by the mass of units around them. We've got that's 3 Wraith Lords in the mix, just killing stuff, trying. We had our own Earth Elemental, which is interesting, a Fire Elemental at the back, and he got caught up in the middle and ended up just burning our own troops for a long while. So no more Fire Elementals in our armies unless we have a bunch of fire resistance. I'm done with that whole shenanigans. Everything routes. This Sea King gets away, the other one died. And yeah. The Scalar Spam and all the things. That's that battle. Let's have a look at it. We killed 1 mage, a Jade Sorceress. The cheapest one. So the main thing is no leadership is lost on his side. In the other end, we kill a lot of his good troops. We kill all the eagles, we kill most of the wine ogres, we kill some barbarians, a mix of other units, and a total of sort of half his army, but everything except the mage core. The mage core survives. On our side, we lose 1 angel. They killed a lot of units, some of them being skeletons, but otherwise other things, so they'd still pay for themselves when they fight. That's good. And then the 2 gets away. Everything else is lost. 4 buried initiates get away. All the fellows die. The high priests get 24 kills, and this is in spamming their smite undead thing. So we definitely need to mix more of this against Shenton. And in general, Raspat is doing it too. So all my recruiting high priests is actually not that bad, because in fights they will do some good support, just thinning out the undead. Bane pays for himself. Crusher kills 1 thing, but he got soloed by the Etten. Friwald's hammers, not really. Well, they killed something. Frogs. 1 gelatinous cubes killed 8, so I'm not sure how that happens, but that's really nice. Hill Giant gets away, and then decent kills in the rest of here. The trolls and the troll guards are sort of paying for themselves, but they got killed mostly. And then the province defense of Shenton here. We should have boosted our province defense more just to have more meat on the field. Well, they wouldn't have been poison immune. In the end, it's the spell support that really kills me here, and the fact that I didn't want to have this fight in here. That's the main thing. I thought we would avoid this. So big mistake on my part. The one in both with the oldest saw. Then in the Holy See, this is me raiding him back. And he did put up a little province defense in here. We have friendly currents at the start of the battle because of our special weapon here, the Wave Breaker. And we'll move forward. And this guy is actually scripted to attack, I think. So he actually gets in there and kills some stuff. That's nice. Good. We won that one. Yeah, he got 2 kills. Nice. In the caverns. Let's see. This is us raiding him back. He only have 1 province defense, so it's over. In the soaked earth. He is now raiding out from his fort with a lot of Wraith Lords going in all directions. They will absolutely slaughter everything here. And Kuntum, the big battle, he did move in his army. And this is the army of Kuntum. This is the army of Bob. And this didn't look exactly how I wanted it to. I kind of wanted them to spread out so they were not all this many in one square, these guys, but it's okay. This is our setup, and we'll be moving forward in a minute. We have our 1 Hydromancer at the front here. He's going to cast the Living Water thing, and then he's going to run forward and attack, I think. So at the start of the battle, it's looking good. These guys are taking the heat from the arrows at this beginning. That's good. And we'll take the initial engagement there. He's actually killing one of his own green lion at the very start here. That's nice. We are casting Howl. So that's nice. That leaves Bob at fatigue 49 only. So that's really good. Having some more units moving forward here. Now in the center, we'll see a whole lot of this. Okay, this is nice. This is a counter or a rear attack with some devils that at least makes these guys not throw their spells to the front a little bit. Got some more artillery coming in here. And when they do land, they'll kill sort of a whole square of units at the same time. All of our guys are weak to all the ranged, but we have a lot of them. This is just a massacre, look at it. So many turning into the were hyenas at the start. In the front line, we see that the hypnotized stun thing isn't actually working against these guys. So, I mean, we will deal some damage to the lions, but for the most part, we are not dealing a lot of damage. So it's really a slog to get through this. In the center, they're just shooting still, and it's just really rough fighting these guys. So many hobbits dying, but we have a lot of unit spawn going on at the back, so they'll be joining the front line slowly. Meanwhile, very importantly at the back, we see now wolves swarming in. They're attacking the archers, they're attacking the mages, they killed a few. And they're also joining in here, you know, just taking up, meat shielding. These lions, man. I don't even know what kind of spell summons these green lions. It's definitely something I would consider getting. Maybe it's a national spell. Now we're routing some of his mages. That's really, really good. But a lot of them won't be able to get away because they'll get surrounded by wolves. That's really nice. Killing them at the back. And that's really what will win us this fight. We're tanking it out in the center. Some of our units are running away, but Bob will hold the line. And with all these skeletons coming through, they will eventually gnaw their way through. I think they ran out of ammunition by now. They only have 7. So maybe they didn't. But they're still killing with every breath attack. But the Howl is winning us this combat. The fact that we were able to cast the Howl is so good. I'm really glad that I learned of that spell. Now in the center is just a grind. When the last mage dies or escapes, they will stop fighting and dissipate. So that's sort of what we're waiting for at this point. The mages are running. Well, they are almost through them anyway at this point. But now there's no more mages, so they stop fighting. I think. Yeah. And they will be surrounded by wolves and skeletons. Bob is really the only one with Gunderic who stands back, and one measly little high priest. But all in all, a successful battle. We finally defeated the Might of Quantum. We killed most of the army. A lot of the archers get away, and a few mages get away. Like 1, 2, 3. Oh, and 6 here. So 9 of them get away. That's still a good amount. But we killed all of the green lions, and they were the real crux of his army. They're gone. So now we can maybe even think about assaulting the fortress. But right now, we lost everything as well. The Avenging Nightblades are gone. Building this force up the entire game, and this is sort of their moment of glory. They gave their lives for the good of Friwald. Alright, after this turn, our upkeep went down by a whole lot, funnily enough. We've taken the province of Symphoria. This one here we got for free. We're attacked in Hailmire. Also next to Shenton here, this is another Wraith Lord coming out. We had nothing there, so he will take that. We have taken the province of Laria. He didn't leave any province defense where we moved to. This is where I was hoping we would fight. Here's the 3 other angels and a little bit of extra support. This is what would have come to their aid. I think some of these guys must be routed from here. But 3 more angels, this guy, and most importantly that they didn't have all the support. Yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad. The 3 angels would have been really, really good for killing more stuff. And all in all, I should have done some other things. I'll talk about it in a minute. We got the deep sea for free, so apparently Atinium never said any promised defense in there. That's fine. In Ministra, we raided with some cavemen against this force here, and cavemen, they are good, but they're not that good. They are outnumbered here, so they land on the first force, they murder them because they hit so hard. And we have 1 buried initiate in here, but he's gonna rout when he sees all the other troops dying. Well, we did have them both here scripted to attack rear, which is kind of interesting. And there was a chance I think we could have won here. I'm spoiling the results, I know. But in the end, they don't really quite cut it. It's close, but we would have needed another group. In the Grain Gate, another raid. But this one I was prepared for. This is a raid by his Wraith Lord. And we have 4 Banes and 2 Hill Giants. And we've seen Hill Giants kill Wraith Lords before. He actually scripts this one to move an attack, which is interesting, because he could have ended up having his guy controlled. We do have a buried consort here, somewhere. He's here. And he is on attack, advance and cast spells. He is advancing right now. He actually scares away the first Hill Giant, which is a little bit worrying. He got a good hit in on him, I suppose, and he failed a morale roll. Then comes the Banes, and the other Hill Giant is here. They get a little bit of damage on him. And then he is swallowed and digested. So end of Wraith Lord. Very nice. Then as in assist, this is our mercenary group attacking some province defense, and they will slaughter this, so that's nice. Just doing some harassment. In Garillion, oh, the old Garillion. He sends in 2 Wraith Lords against my 20-something. Oh, right, and these guys, so this is another example of the same thing. These guys were supposed to move to Laria to support the army, but they were never allowed to leave. They're not allowed to leave, because another army moved from Laria to here. So the same thing happened again. Any supporting troops were intercepted, and well, from this province, these 4 mages here were supposed to move in there and support in Laria. But they were cut off, and they are not able to kill. I should spoil this. But they aren't. They don't really have the tools. I don't know if these guys are on advance and cast spells. If they were, they might have been able to. We have our Blood Mage in here, who's cast Power of the Spheres, I think, and now he's doing Imps for the rest of the fight. Imps can't really hurt these guys, and none of the province defense can. We would need these 2 mages to move forward and try to dust or control undead, but I don't think they're gonna. We'll sit back here and watch. Like, there's no point in watching this in here. They steal life from the guys around them, and they don't take anything, basically. So our mages, who were supposed to do the deal, don't. Well, he's on advance and cast spells. He could do Dust to Dust. Oh, okay, he's in there. He's casting Earth Grip. And then he runs away. So, not for lack of trying. And the Blood Slaves, they just die? They don't run away. Oh, that's crap. Okay. That was in Garillion. Yeah, we didn't lose a lot. We lost some. And we lost the province, of course. The province defense is just gone. And yeah, that was in. Then we gain a free province here in Kratos. We didn't meet anything. Then in my mouse is annoying. Let's see. Kratos. Then in Ascension. This is his big army advancing on Friwald. I put in some stuff here to try to stop him a little bit. 2 buried initiates and a. Well, we also have some buried consorts that will be spamming skeletons and then running away. One of them, I think, gets hit by an arrow here. No, he didn't. Not there. There. Got hit by an arrow, and he doesn't like that. Lost an eye, lost an arm to an arrow. So he's like, uh-oh, get out of there. That's okay. They weren't supposed to stay in the fight. I was hoping that we would get a control undead on one of these guys here. It's hard to see what's going on. I analyzed this battle a lot to see what his main killing power is here. And there's a lot of skeletons for one thing. Actually a whole damn lot of skeletons. And then it's mostly the fireballs, if you look at it. So many fireballs just coming in, landing in our forces. He gets a little bit of friendly fire out of that, but that's more fire magic there. He has this whole core of just fire mages spamming fireballs. And that is what I will be attempting to counter. Other than that, we don't do a lot here. He's not casting anything, he's fatigued. Too bad. He's trying to kill some stuff here, but mostly he's surrounded by summoned skeletons and then the summoned spectral wolves that are all insignificant in this fight. He might be able to kill a Bane, but he doesn't. Spoilers. Let's see, Ascension. We did kill 18 units. So that's nice. A Falchion commander somehow died. I think this is from his own summoning fire elementals in the back line, and then they sort of burn some of his own troops, but he loses a little bit of attacking power. That's fine. That's sort of what I wanted to achieve. I was hoping for a little bit more than 18. Well, then we didn't lose a lot. We lose the 2 buried initiates, which is, well, that's pretty bad, actually. They kill 2. Okay. And then the Wraith Lord, he comes back immediately, so that's fine. Ashenton, then our undefended province of Realm of Silence was claimed. Because I didn't actually have a unit in here, I forgot to set this guy to besiege, or to not sneak. He would have maybe been able to do it. Then there was a battle at the Fortress of the Deep Black Sea. That's good. This is the Atinium fort that we were trying to take, and there's not really anything in here, so we will rush in with our relatively strong underwater army still. They can't defeat a Wraith Lord. That's the main thing about this army. They could if we use these guys, but for the most part they simply cannot do anything in the real fight. There's a battle in unexpected events. In Berlothia there was a dominion change, which is annoying, but not all ending. Sothalar, unknown dominion, but it's probably for Shenton. Unfortunate. Then there was an event in Shem. We get 36 unrest in Shem, which is annoying. We can't really do anything about it right now. We might have a riot there before we even could take control. Then defenders in Kontum are repairing fort faster than we can tear it down. We just started to destroy the fort in Shem, but we still need another turn here. We started to destroy the fort in Laria, but we will not be committing to that, I think. We are under siege in Shenton, and our old walls are only damaged, and that's really a nice thing. People apparently take a few turns to bring down the fort of Shenton, so we'll hold out inside his fort for a little while. Patrolling troops in Black Harbor. Oh no, this is patrols. And suddenly Sisibur, the hero, appeared at the gates of your castle and wanted to fight for your cause. We have a new famous hero, that's Meriadoc, and he gets in heroic endurance as well. Not the most useless, but one of the more useless trait for a thug that can't cast spells. Yeah, that's just annoying. Counter Wraith, the Wraith Lord has fully reformed and now lives once again. So I honestly thought that it would be like 1d6 turns or something before they come back, but apparently they just come back right away. So he fought them here, now he spawns here, and then he's moving out to attack them again. So doing his attrition fight with Wraith Lords. Now, for the turn as a whole, let's talk about that hero that came in. He is absolute trash. This is a a hobbit hero riding a chariot pulled by a giant rat. He has trample, he has stealth, he has siege bonus, he has gluttony, he has castle defense bonus, patrol bonus, disease resistant, unsurroundable, and he's got a poisoned quarterstaff, and he's got a foul bite, 2 types of both disease and poison here. But he's got 10 HP. And yeah, he's not good, but whatever. I was kidding him out as a thug and sort of sending him into this, but honestly, I think to use him most efficiently, we should use him as a patroller to fight the many unrest provinces we have. So we have an actually skilled patroller, and he can carry frogs, 10 of them. So he's taking 10 frogs, and he's gonna move to Black Harbor, where we always have unrest issues, and he's just gonna be the dedicated patroller in that region. He costs us 0 more upkeep as well. So that's, whatever. That's fine. Good. Let's talk about this up here. This is a real shitstorm. If we look at it as zoom out a little bit and just say, in the war as a whole, we have sacked his capital, destroyed the temple and the lab in there, and shut down production for now 3 turns, and mages and research and so much havoc. This is crippling to his economy and his infrastructure as whole, but we have lost our army, the big army that we had up here, and a lot of mages as well. So I think it's a victory as a whole, the whole thing here. And we just now had to cut our losses. These guys were all in that fight, and they retreated inside the fortress. No one was lost retreating this turn. Everyone retreated inside the fortress. From here they cannot leave. Right? They cannot leave. We cannot do any sort of research or anything because I destroyed the lab, which I'm not regretting, but we could have summoned some water things or some other chaffy things to help us in the actual fight coming here. Also, main point is that once if he storms the fortress, these guys will die. So what we need to do when he breaks the fort, and it's down to 29 out of 250 integrity, so it will die next turn. I think that's how it works, right? If we look at another fort here, it has full integrity. Now this one it's ticking down. So even though it says it's only damaged, it's almost opened up. Next turn he will be able to storm, and we will have to attack out. And then we can send in units to support, of course. So our army here next to it is really, really small. We'll leave behind one limp Friwald's Hammerer, and then we're moving the army down to Hailmire. There they will be joined by Vitiges, who is sneaking in here. We are taking back Soaked Earth with this Wraithlord over here, who can move really far because he has Boots of Speed. So he's going to try to reclaim the Soaked Earth, and then we'll take Aurelian with Tom Bombadil, and let's see, these 3 here. So moving in with 4 mages, trying to do some baiting. I'm assuming he won't butter up too much. Maybe I shouldn't assume so. He might boost his province defense in here, but he has so many things that he needs to spend gold on, and he can't have that much gold, is my thinking. We might want to send some actual troops in there with them. None of them are really commanders in any sense of the word. I'll give a guard to each of them. And then hold an attack. Should we send the Hill Giant? I'm assuming he's going to come into Jebro this turn, actually. And then I'll have one more of these guys patrolling with a... let's go advanced spells earlier. With a Hill Giant as well, so we have a chance of eating his Wraithlords. He might come in with just 4 Wraithlords and try to check Jebro that way. That would be sort of devastating. Let's hope that is not what happens. He's already at the front. That's good. Yeah, that might happen. We're moving up and patrolling with Firelad down here. Into here as well. He's just gonna throw some incinerates and then retreat. So that'll be okay. Maybe we throw in a cast spells here to see what he does. Okay, that's sort of the situation up here. Trying to counter harass so he doesn't gain any momentum from this. I'm also thinking that one of these provinces is where he's been summoning his Wraith Lords, and they only come back if you have, let's see here, if the mortal one will stay dead if its home has been conquered by enemies, right? So if he did any of them in Shanton and they get killed this turn, then they die for real. And that's the same with the guy who died over here. If he was summoned in Shanton, he will be dead now. We will not be able to take Laria, unfortunately, because we can't stay here right now. But I want to still conquer Laria for that same reason. I'm assuming most of them were summoned in here under the crypt from underneath. Up here, Balthasar is sneaking into Domin, and then this guy, Utenberg, is a pillager, and with that you have a new mechanic, which may be what is being used against me down here. I'm not quite sure. This might even have been the mercenary that he hired to do it against me. They have rage and they have pillaging, so he's going to be not pillaging this province, but what you do is you set a move order, and then you can click raid, and it gives you this special arrow here, which means that he's moving in there to collect gold, burn the villages down, and then retreat here too. There's a chance to be found depending on patrol strength, and then there might be a battle. We'll see if it gives us anything, but if nothing else, they're patrolling this site against him reclaiming it. I've told... we'll get to that. We claimed the fort down here. I'll be raiding up here with everything that is land capable, together with Gorin Grey here. And then we might be... It's just to sort of pressure him from the north as well. Also, we are moving a new group in here to sit on the top of this fort again, so he can't collect resources from or money from these provinces here. Just trying to cripple his economy, like he's not making any... I'm assuming that he will be taking these two provinces with the Wraith Lords to open up income from these provinces again. He might also move up and try to take Shem from me, but we have so much undead leadership here, not leadership, death magic, that I'm sending in Adolf here and two other bird consorts up here to join in Shem. And with that, we will have 5 bird consorts in here. One of them should be able to land a control undead, or we have dust to dust in these guys. They're sort of an anti-Wraith Lord build here. They should be able to really scale spam and get that down. Lothar moving up into Shem. I'm hoping I can crack the fort next turn, and this should guarantee it moving in these guys here. Right? That should do it. Otherwise, we could take 8 Nidra, but they aren't the best mercenaries anyway, and this way they can participate in the fort attack next turn here. Alright. Then down here in Mark. This army is still marching forward. And I've been debating, this is the big decision for the turn. If you see all of these arrows here, many of them are pointing towards Mark, or halfway there. Right now, we have... These guys are set to patrol all of them, except one guy, because we need some researchers. What I've done is in here, I have built a communion of 7 fellows of the Penultimative Secret, 2 of them being a communion master, so 2 masters to 5 slaves. And Clovis will be able to, as a master, cast Howl, and that's the main one for him. Then we have another master, so masters, Power of the Spheres and Howl, then Flame Ward and Swarm. And in here we are, so the other communion masters doing protection from fire, personal lock, Flame Ward. This is he's going to be just buffing the slaves, basically. And then Fireball, something like this. Because then we will have, so we have Flame Ward, and then we have our other guy in here, Spark, is doing Flame Ward, Flame Ward, Flame Ward, Flame Ward. So a lot of fire resistance on our army. And then we might do fireballs ourselves that way. It is unclear to me how much Flame Ward we need to cast. It covers 15 squares every time it's cast. But it doesn't always hit 15 squares. Precision 0. But it's a fatigue cost 100. Yeah. He might need to do Phoenix Power first, actually, to cast that many of them. I think you should do that. Phoenix Power and then Flame Ward for the rest. And then spells. We have Zariel and Peregrine moving in, and they'll be blessed. We have Counter Wraith coming in and being annoying. He's just gonna... Is he gonna advance and cast spells? No. Spells. Because I don't want him to be controlled. So he's doing Horde of Skeletons, then he's attacking 3 times to get forward a little bit and to do some initial damage against the first attackers coming in. And then he's going to do Control the Dead, try to grab some guys, and then fight. I want him up front to fight. And so the other thing is I've spent a whole lot of gold on this province defense. This is free soldiers that we get instantly without paying, you know, resources and recruitment points, and we... If we win the battle, they would survive and stay to fight against the coming hordes of Atinium. They would help with the unrest reduction in here. All of this is sort of depending on me actually winning this fight. We have... These guys are moving in and patrolling. This guy is moving in and patrolling. Everything I can move from here is moving in and patrolling. This guy, Gunthermund, who already has twice born... Most things are coming in. We even have Clovis coming from all the way over in Black Harbor with some Bone Fiends and a Guard Commander thing. He could even bring this thing, hold an attack rear, for sure. Because if you look at his army again, he isn't doing much to protect his back line, right? Look at that. Even in turn 2 here, after the first cast, we could dump in our mages, our angels, and they would start murdering things from the back line. Just 2 of them will be enough, I think, to destroy the leadership of this army. But we need a front line to grab the attention of the army. This small force actually does it quite well, but we would like to win the fight, of course. With everything being flame immune, I think we will be okay. And then he hits his own troops a little bit. At the back line, our angels would go in and they would be able to kill all of this, I think. Easy. A little bit at a time, of course. Then they summon a lot of undead back here that would then surround the angels. I'm not sure if these guys can cast anything onto the angels that would actually kill them. They might get turn around and start casting fireballs against the angels, which then we only take up 1 space and they would surround us, so they would do more to their own. We need to be able to guarantee that they are fire resistant, though. They should get the Flame Ward bonus as well. That's very important. That's why we need to do Flame Ward turn 1 here. Maybe we do Phoenix Power in here, if you can. He's got a lot of gems to help cover up some of the fatigue cost. They said to hold attack rear. Still think that's okay. Maybe I'll put you a little bit back. He needs to be more towards the front, though. It's not guaranteed that he will cast it on them. And the priest is next to them, to hope that the bless lands on them. We only have 1 priest here. See, the other thing is I could go all the way down here. 22. That gives us 500 gold. And then not move everything in here. Just move in the Counter Wraith. Just let him defeat it and again kill some stuff like we did here. Not do the communion, but save it for the next turn. And then land on him with more stuff next turn, because we are moving a lot of stuff closer. So this is a little bit impatient of me. But the problem is, if he lands on Mark and then he starts sieging, he might not stay. He might just push on, and then when I move from Friwald to Mark to reinforce, we might meet him in the middle, or some crazy shit like that, and then I don't get to fight on Mark, I get to fight in Iona with half my force again, something like that. Or he stays in Mark, and we fight then, and then I win. But then it's more of a desperate situation. I need to cripple this army to the point where it stops being a threat. I think. Let's talk about Quantum. We are leaving Quantum with most of our stuff. We got the Armor of Souls. Holy crap, this is for just hiring that one dude. We get this armor that we couldn't forge, but that we needed. And he's just Gundurik's gonna sneak up here in Olivia and just throw it off. This is the remainder of our army. Yep, this is what's left. Bob will move to Black Harbor. We might be back. I'm sending in 2 buried consorts, one with the twice-born, and then we're casting and retreating so that the buried initiate will have some support, and we will basically move out. This guy got the armor because we had too many armors in here. So he's going to try to preach. We are at 2 Dominion in here for him, and we are at 4 here, 2 here, and then 1 here. So it's getting really, really close to me killing him. We're doing another priest up here, but I'm sending some priests back now, because we would need them in this fight, and we do need just more of them. We send them up here as well. Send them this way. They're good against the Wraith Lords, they're good against the Skill Spam, and there's both of those things running around. I still think buried consorts are better, but not in every case. Alright, they're also more expensive, by the way. How much does this one cost in upkeep? 40 gold compared to the buried consorts. 128, yeah, so you can have 3 of them running around on the same upkeep. Definitely worth it. Alright. If not for the dump killing. I don't know about the dump kill. Oh, he's got 1 in here as well. Well, we built a temple here this turn, I think, or last turn. I think it was this turn. Theoderic is just gonna run down here as well. We are reclaiming Calabria and moving our water armies up to take this. Arnold is in here searching. If I move my goal around like this, we could build a lab in here this turn. So we can start getting these Amber Clam mages, which we have better water mages, but then they can forge the lower level. It might free up one of our level 3 water mages from all this forging, and we can send them out, and then have the forging going on underwater down here instead. That might be a thing. We're getting a new one next turn, and then I'm upgrading this fortress so we can get water mages from here every 2 turns instead. Which again means we don't really need this underwater force. There's also, I've been looking at underwater summons, and there's the Queen of Water, which we want. But that's the only one I really need underwater. So we aren't really pressured to it, and we might actually just build a lab over here instead. I was sad that we didn't find a lab in here. We can't really build anything special here either. But having it on the fort is nice, you know. That's all good and well. I'm gonna... Yeah, that's a lot of gold. But I've maxed recruitment in all of our forts. Most of it's gonna be the ghoul infantry from this point on, because I've compared them again, and these guys have poison resistance 25 compared to not having it on this side. And he's using foul vapors now. I know Atinium is using that spell as well, and then we have Portis. So at least 3 nations that are spamming poison stuff. We might as well have all of our standard troops just be poison immune. Why not? Right? And they have a little bit more hit points. Yeah, almost twice the hit points. And then they have slings. That doesn't really matter. But then they are stealthy as well. I don't know if they can be smitten, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, no, I think they are definitely better. So we're recruiting them everywhere. This is barbarians. We're recruiting here, recruiting here. I don't want to recruit there right now. But yeah. We are gonna be upping our mage production with the extra fort in here. We might want to upgrade this fort so we can get even more mage spam. Because I think in the late game it will be how many buried consorts do we have that really determines how far we can go. This communion here, the main thing about this is it's so high risk. If I move this communion in here with 7 fellows of the Benevolent Secret, they aren't researching us. Research has gone down significantly. And if they all die, if I lose this battle like outright and just lose everything, then it's that would be game changing. But the communion here would be really, really good. Having that set up and having it work would be really nice. Yeah. Or I could be patient and do it next turn, but then who knows where he'll go. Once he has this one here, his army on top, he can go to all these provinces. He won't go towards Atinium, but Iona or the caverns, well, he doesn't have the supplies for it. This province might not even have the supplies for his army. He might be deceased. It's so difficult. I think this is most of the turn, though. Let's do the diplomacy. I'm sending a message to Avas. So let's read that. You spared? Okay, so that's backstory here. Shenton, the host, is still spamming propaganda in the Discord channel, trying to get people to rally against me. So, and last I checked, the player of Avas actually said, well, I might consider it if Arasbat is willing to negotiate a peace. And then I'm saying, what? So you spared me the rods, the dowsing rods, but now you spent to Shanton propaganda? Some Friwaldese propaganda might balance the scales. The monsters have lost ground, but only because their main force was tied up raiding Atinium. You see him moving along your border now, coming for Friwald itself. Our cities will soon be under siege. Our scout reports of 8 known technical Wraith Lords, and I've added one. I think it's only 7, but its saturation helps the war a little bit here. We managed a swagger maneuver and captured the undefended capital of Shanton. All his mages had moved to a conjuration. Bonus side, we may have killed one Wraith permanently this way. I think that might be true. Condom yet lives and struggles. We are wearing them down trying to Dominion kill them. We can see that Portis is attacking you now, while we thought they were attacking the Bergmen with you. Maybe we could eliminate them and split their lands. Beware the reawakening of Atinium. It is rumored that the spirit of an old enemy now resides within the Statue of Fertility. They may come for us. Concerned, the Buccaneers. And then, you may take the province of Carrion Mire. It has some magic sites that might interest you, and that is true. That is the province, up here. Oh no. What did I just do? Hold on. That's in here. Whoops. Patrol, except for you. Research. And Blood Hunt on you, I think, still. Actually, now that I think about it, setting up this blood economy has cost me a lot of research in the long run. I didn't really recognize that until now. Same with, summoning these hill giants every turn is lowering my research. And that's sort of something that I hadn't really considered in the big scheme of things. I like having high research, and I think we have done a lot to have a lot of researchers, but at this point it's really low. I don't like it. Let's see, the message to Shanton is fairly straightforward. How the gods laugh while they throw away mortal lives as if they were useless pieces in a game. Yeah, so that's just a little quip on good game. And we both lost a lot of troops this turn, primarily me. I haven't really complained too much in the Discord channel or anything into that, because this turn I lost basically both my big armies, right? So If anyone recognizes that, right now, Friwald is probably the least defended it has been in many, many turns. We don't have any armies marching around. Our army size has gone way down. Provinces is rising. Forts is rising. Income is falling. Gem income is still rising. Research rising. Dominion actually lowered a bit this turn. Interesting. And army size rising. Ascension points has not changed. Anything else? All of these army items are sitting around. I squeezed. Okay, I haven't really talked about that, but I did a lot of alchemizing this turn to squeeze out another Heavenly Wrath, one more Angel. We are. Oh right, we can cast a Wraithball this turn, and it will be a few turns until we get up to Conjuration 8 still, and we now have 27 Death Gem income, so that's 3 turns almost, or less. Like 3 turns to get up to 80, so we can spend all of these, and I will summon another Wraith Lord. Oh, she needs the hat again. I'll move that around. Cast Ritual Spell, Wraith Lord. Because they are really useful. I gave him items even though he might die. I don't want to lose this fight though. I'm really hoping that that does not happen. We might as well give him this thing, I suppose. Not that one. No. Anything else? Anything else? I don't know, man. If we win this battle decisively, I'm positive. If we lose this fight, then it's looking really grim, because we are losing up here. We can sort of... I just want to pull my troops out now and reform, but we have these guys lost inside behind enemy lines, so we sort of need to clear up provinces around it that we can flee to, so that once they try to break out, we can flee to one of these provinces. With that in mind, I should, again, try to come in here, but I'm afraid that this guy will move up to counter raid here, or one of these guys can definitely reach into Domin. So that's why we're not doing it. We're just sneaking this guy in, and we're trying. I'm changing my mind again, because we're taking this province here, and it is connected to Umbra. That would give us money from all these provinces. You know what? I still raid it for 1 turn. We got him for 2 more turns, and then he can attack on the final turn. Let's do it like that. Yeah. Okay, so one more thing. We have 3 angels in here, but Samwise II, and I'm regretting this, but I made him an assassin. And now that I've done it, we sort of just have to roll with it, I think. So let's try to capitalize on it. It is what it is. I've done it. So we'll sneak him in here, and then he's just going to start assassinating people, basically. Yeah, maybe we can kill some good mages. If he meets the Etten, he might get horribly smashed, but that's only a small chance, right? So let's hope we can kill some mages or something like that. That's what I'm hoping. But we lose him as an effective angel on the front lines, which is where I really need them. In here, Bilbo lost his Elixir of Life. Meriadoc still has it, and has that heroic ability now. That's really annoying, but it is what it is. Some nicely kitted out Buried Initiates. Another thing is here, we lost so many items that he might have picked up, right? And the same here, if we just lose this outright without any fight, there's just so many magical items that we are losing. He has almost no magical items in here, but he also has no gems. He has some fires in a jar, that some of them he took from me, I think, but he made some himself. We might be able to loot them off of him. That would be nice. If we do win that fight. It's not guaranteed. Ah, man. Let's do forging. Forging. I am forging an elixir of life. We're doing Cold Wraith Lord, Heavenly Wrath. That's it in here. Then in here we're doing Contact Hill Giant, a Shadow Brand, a Horror Helmet here. We are doing... Oh, he's researching now. Auspex again here. Vine Shield here. Contact Hill Giant. Nothing there. In here we're doing Forge Boots of Quickness again and a Water Lens. Yeah. Now we need to go and find... We don't have enough researchers for all our research items now, because the way I've done this turn. That's also if we lose all these fellows of the Penultimative Secret, we really lose a big amount of our research. Potential research down the line. Yeah, our income went down from the 4,300 that we were at. But you know what I noticed? If we go into Conjuration level 7, and I don't know if I talked about this before, but the Well of Misery, if you read out the whole thing, it's a death magic thing that ends diseases because it siphons the energy of disease, old age, and suffering and pain, which means that disease, old age, suffering, and pain will be lowered worldwide. Everyone will be happier. Tax revenue is slightly increased in all provinces of the world. And that means all of our opponents will get that benefit, but we control the most territories, so in the end, we will be reaping tons of money off of that. Which means I need more forts set up so I can spam out mages. Yeah. What fort could we... Like, if we conquer Quantum, that would be a good base of operations as well. And if we conquer Shem, one of those, having both of those in our realm, then putting up another fort maybe here, somewhere to help. I want more provinces in our central region, really. I'm glad we got this Utenshire thing up and running. Probably another one in Pergamai wouldn't hurt, or something like that. Yeah. I think we're approaching the end of the episode now. I still am doing this defense here, because I'm also thinking, what if he sees that coming? What if he moves back? Right? Or he could stand still, and I would have wasted that turn on doing nothing. Just moving everything in here. That might deter him from attacking at all, and then, I don't know. This is a waste if he doesn't move in, but moving in is the most predictable thing you can do. But this whole path has been predictable, except for the fact that he didn't gain anything by moving down here first. I think it was indecisiveness that spurred him to move south first, and thinking that maybe he wanted to go in here. But then he changed his mind. Now he just wants to throw away his army and do some hurt on me. He thinks that I probably doesn't have a way to stop this army. Which, you know, historically he would be correct. I really hope this army here can do it, though. It's iffy at best. I think we will do so much damage to him that he will not be able to continue his campaign here, and he will just have to... But then he goes into super raiding all the way around. You know what? If I could conquer this province, we would cut off retreats. Right? So just moving Hildebrand in there to claim that. But he can't do it alone. Well, he can if he doesn't set up any sort of province defense at all. Oh no. And he doesn't do a whole lot in this fight, I suppose. He's weakened. No, I'll do it. Attack. Cast an attack. Maybe he'll do it, maybe he won't. Yeah, because if they then flee, they won't have anywhere to flee and die, all of them. One other thing is that he's got so many guys with afflictions and diseases and stuff, and our troops in here are all fresh. He has units with experience. Our troops are all fresh. This is a lot of goblins, and this is a lot of cavalry, and this is a lot of more goblins. Goblins, goddamn. Hobbits! I think we have numbers advantage even, with this army on top of it. Which is not to say a lot against, between hobbits and monsters, of course. He has a huge skeleton spam, and we only have one priest. But we have our own skeleton spam to counter it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeleton spammers to his more. He's got more. He's got 1, 9, 11 to my 7. Yeah. And then a whole lot more. He's got 39 of these Shentonine Pale One infantries that are rather decent. Yeah, definitely. But I'm assuming most of his frontliners will all have some sort of afflictions. Also these 15 whites. But these 15 whites I'm hoping we will control undead on. That's the plan. Every one of my guys is scripted to control undead and advance spells. For the bird initiates, or bird consorts and stuff like that. So they might control some of those whites. That's really what I'm hoping. And it will be shown next turn. I still think it's impatient, because next turn I could have Bob, I could have all the reinforcements. While his army is only diminishing in size, my army would be better, stronger next turn. I might change my mind, so if the next episode there's no battle here, or there will be a battle regardless, but maybe it's a lesser one. Don't be mad at me, I might change it. This is the end of the episode. Thank you guys for watching and sticking through it. See you in the next one, and wish me luck, as always. See you then, bye-bye.